What's going on, guys? Polar Weatherman here. So I'm about 1 month out from starting my hike. I finally bought my plane tickets. I will be flying to Spokane, taking the Amtrak to East Glacier, and starting my hike right around the 14th. Ideally, that would be when I take off. That gives me one night in East Glacier to get ready, get going, and get the hitch out that next day. So to start off my video, I just want to talk about what my loadout is and finally give you guys a full lowdown of my gear video. So here we go. So to start off, let's start with the big three. So this will be the backpack I'll be using. It is a Zpacks Beanie. I used this thing on the Wind River High Route and I really enjoyed it. The PCT, I used an Osprey pack, just an old one that I had. Very heavy. This is basically the extreme lightweight version of it. It only weighs about a pound. Still got a frame to it, can hold weight really well. And the Wind River High Route really showed me that it's a worthy pack, and going into the winds to climb and everything too. So this is the pack I'll be using. Let's get on to the sleeping bag. So this is my sleeping bag. I got it all put away right now, but it is a Catabatic. I just got this thing, so I've only been using it in my van for sleeping at night, but I'm super excited to take it out on trail and actually give it a shot. It'll be my first time using a quilt instead of a sleeping bag. And everybody I talked to, I was in between Enlighten equipment and Catabatic, but everybody I talked to said the sewing pattern was a little bit better on the Catabatics, and that they usually have a better strapping system to keep you warm at night. So I decided to spend the extra $50 to $100 getting this bad boy. So for my tent, I am going to be using my old Big Agnes Tiger Wall 2. So it is a 2-person tent, a little bit heavy. I was kind of hoping to get a frameless tent, but just kind of ran into some bumps in the road, and now I'm just going to take my old one. It's trusty, it's good, and it's already hiked well over 3,000 miles on this thing. So excited to bring out another through. We'll see how well it holds up, and I'm excited to use it again. So I'm going to get on to the layering systems that I'm bringing. So my first layer that I have would be a Alpha Direct hoodie. So this is actually made by my friend Gonzo. Here's his logo, Gonzo Gear. I met him on the Colorado Trail about 3 or 4 years ago. He builds his own gear. You guys should definitely check him out. He makes custom puffies, custom puffy vests, all that stuff. Really rad dude. And he can give you these for cheaper than any market value, just as good. He does great work. And yeah, supporting small business, of course. So after the Alpha Direct, I have a Torid Enlighten equipment Torid puffy with a hood. It is the pullover version, so a little bit less zipper to deal with. Super excited. I did the PCT with just a normal belay parka that I had because I didn't have the money. So actually having a light puffy is going to be lifesaver. Also having it as a synthetic compared to full down, because down can, I've had some wet days on the PCT and my down did wet out. So excited to move on to something new, give it a try and see how it performs. So after that, I have a Zpacks Beanie. This thing, you always sleep with the beanie. It gets cold at night, just nice to have. This thing is lightweight. You'd be surprised at how heavy beanies are. So I actually invested into Zpacks to just get a little bit lighter weight. And last but not least, I have some dance pants. So just the cheap ones from Amazon. Basically just wind blockers. Also, they absorb heat really well. I used them on the Wind River High Route, which, if you know anything about that, is hardly even a trail. You are just navigating pass over pass through swamp, all that stuff, rugged mountains. And this thing went through a lot of bushwhacking. I'll show you a little video to kind of see what it was going through. A ton of bushwhacking, never ripped on me. So happy to give these things a shot. So for my rain jacket, I decided to go cheap, but effective. So I just got a ultralight Frog Togs. Never actually used them much. I used some Frog Togs back when I used to fish in Wisconsin a lot, but have not used their rain jackets before, so we'll see how it goes. But my buddy Tickshot used it on the PCT. He loved it, swears by them, so happy to take his advice anytime. So for my cook system, I am going to bring, for the beginning at least, I am going to bring a titanium, I think it's a Toaks pot. I have no clue what brand it is actually. I got it a long time ago. I made this nifty little koozie for it back in the day. It works really well. I just have to get it up to boil, let it sit in the koozie, and it stays warm, so I can cook my ramen with about half as much efficiency, which is super nice. After that, I have just a BRS stove. Show you what it looks like. I got this thing probably about, geez, 3 or 4 years ago. It's a very old, but it is still working just fine. They've only gone up about $10 in price. I got this thing for $15. They go for about $25 now. This is what it looks like. Just zipper right on, works great. Maybe not the most efficient, but you know, super lightweight, super tiny, fits great. And then after that, I am trying something new. My friend Wizard from the PCT, she tried one of these. It's a fuel exchanger. So you go into town and there's always half-used fuel cans. What this will allow me to do is take my fuel can, put it on the bottom, put another one on the top, screw it on, let it sit, and it transfers over the fuel. She said it saved her a crazy amount of money in terms of fuel. I've heard on the CDT that fuel is pretty dang expensive. So, you know, it doesn't weigh a lot. It's small, so I'm going to keep it in my pot, and we'll see. I'll give you guys an honest review at the end. It seems pretty sweet, especially in terms of saving money. I'm trying to save as much as I can on this hike. And then spoon. I don't have a spoon right now. I need to buy one, but just going to buy an ultralight. I don't know, Sea to Summit. So now going on to miscellaneous items. First one, I am bringing a little cork ball. So towards the end of the PCT, I actually ended up, I think I had plantar fasciitis. I didn't really realize it until I was off trail and I was looking up symptoms of plantar fasciitis, and I was pretty shocked to learn that it was matching exactly the pain I was having while walking. So I'm gonna bring this, just massage my foot at night and maybe in the morning, just kind of hopefully prevent some of that. I am gonna bring a bandana, and it's a pretty cool one. It's my one from the PCT back in 2023. Not many people got many of these because they didn't expect a lot of people to be on that year. And so they did not order enough of them. So they were giving out the year before the 2022 ones to a lot of people. I was just there early enough to actually catch one of these. So pretty cool. I'm gonna bring it on the CDT with me. Always one extra pair of socks, bring 2 pairs. I am going to start with a two-layer sock system, use some Indingies just to help with blisters right at the beginning, let my feet get adjusted, and then eventually take them off. So let's get to the ditty bags. Cut in half toothbrush. You always got to cut it at half because it actually fits better. When you have a full toothbrush, it just ends up ripping your bag, so it's actually kind of nice. Plus saves a little bit of weight. Pretty insignificant, but it is what it is. Then I am also bringing, of course, a trowel and a bidet. I will pack just a little bit of toilet paper in here just in case for some of the more dry sections, but overall the bidet I think works really well. Got a little short on it if you want to go back and watch it. And electronics bag. So in this guy, I just got 2 small cords, all USB-C. My phone also takes USB-C. A small little charging port with 2 ports. I have a Nightcore 10,000 milliamp battery bank. On the PCT, I accidentally bought a 20,000 and I did not use that thing hardly at all. So downgraded, carrying a lot less weight, which is nice. And my brand new Garmin InReach. It'll be the first time I'm hiking with a satellite phone, but my mom really wanted me to. My girlfriend really wanted me to, just to keep them updated, give them pins, all that good stuff. And you know, the CDT is a little more out there, and I might be hiking by myself more, so just the security of my mind kind of helps me with the Garmin InReach, you know, just in case something were to go down. And even just planning ahead for rides and stuff, being able to send out a text and be like, hey, come pick me up. Multiple times on the PCT I had to rely on other people for that, so nice to be self-sufficient in that way. So a little bit more of the miscellaneous. I have just some Amazon steaks for my thing. They're just wrapped up in there. I don't want to bring them out. But I'm also going to do like half and half ultralight steaks and then just normal steaks for the harder ground. But I still got to buy the ultralight ones, so I'm still in the process of that. And of course, you're on the CDT, so you got to bring an Ursack. Excited to use this thing. Never actually used it, just bought it last year because I knew I was going to be doing the CDT at least within the next couple of years. So, and I do enough hiking in the backcountry that it's just nice to have that security and all that stuff. I'm also going to bring a small nail clipper. Always nice to have on trail. I hate having long nails on trail. I don't know about other people. Some people use knives. I just like this more. and a Nightcore headlamp, and that'll wrap up the miscellaneous for me. And for my water filter, I will be bringing the Platypus Quick Draw. I've compared it to the Sawyer. I use the Sawyer on the Colorado Trail. This thing just has a little bit nicer flow, easier to back flush. You just put the bottle right on the end, squeeze, back flushes. Just a big fan of it. Used it on the PCT. Decided I'm gonna stick with them. So adding on to my sleep system, I am just gonna be using the Nemo switchback. I cut it down to just torso length, so all it is just 7 panels. On top of that, I am also using, don't really know what brand this is. Got it at a Sierra Trading Post years and years ago, but little camp pillow. Gotta have it. Makes it super comfy, especially when you have a small pad. Makes it so your head isn't touching the ground, all that stuff. Yeah, so I do not own a scale, so I'm actually going into my gym to weigh my bag. So a little funny side note on that. So let's see what it weighs. So this is it all packed, and we are sitting at right around 10 pounds. So there you go. Weighs about 10.1, 10-ish pounds, whatever it was. So that's pretty cool though, because I did the PCT with a 22-pound base weight, and most of that was 1, inexperience, and 2, lack of money. So I had to bring on a lot of my old gear that I had that was not quite ideal, and wasn't able to upgrade my tent, wasn't able to upgrade sleeping bag, all that kind of stuff. And also just dialing in the gear, you know, leaving things behind, really knowing what I need on trail this time changes a lot. So I think experience goes really far, as well as kind of shows that you do get what you pay for when you pay for these ultralight cottage companies, and it's good to support them. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.